Hi again. Here we go. This is a complimentary vlog to my change management and organizational development article, which I recently published, which is actually gaining a fair amount of traction. Not a massive amount of views, nearly 700 at this stage, but currently a whopping 36% engagement rate, which is really what matters. A short while back, Chris Worley, Professor of Strategy and Strategy Director at Neoma Business School, wrote an article called Repositioning Change Management, OD at its Best, which contains some interesting perspectives on the two disciplines. The opening line of that article asks the question, what is the difference between change management and organisation development? So, as I normally do in situations like this, I refer to good old Google and found a considerable amount of material that answered the question. At the same time, I use the process as a self-learning exercise because I have to admit, with my focus on change management over the years, I've never really delved deeply into the subject of OD before. What did I find on Google? A lot, but a couple of things stood out for me. There are more in the article, by the way. The first one, change management is all about supporting planned change that is delivered through a formal project, often a technology-based one, so it has a defined scope. Organizational development is about the activities engaged in by stakeholders in order to build and maintain the health of an organization as a total system. Second one, organizational change management is about an organization achieving a desired future state from its current state with minimal disruption or negative impact to the organization. Organizational development is about how an organization achieves its purpose through its design, function, structure, and processes. Alrighty, hopefully that's got you thinking a bit. It certainly got me thinking a bit. Anyway, going back to Chris's article, and please note there's no criticism intended in what I say. He says, I argue that the conversation about the difference between OD and change management is no longer productive, and it is time we moved on from this debate. Actually, I don't agree with that because in my mind, it's always productive to keep an open dialogue to see if there's any alignment and synergies that could potentially be fleshed out and facilitate a meaningful discussion about these two disciplines and how they might complement each other. He also said, change management processes contain no robust diagnostic steps. It does little to promote organizational and employee learning, and it doesn't develop the organization's dynamic capabilities to manage future changes. Again, in reply to that, I would say that is a very narrow view of CM because of the diverse nature in which it's practiced. Yes, there are those that practice change in a very narrow way, but then there are also those that take a far wider approach rather than just the use of tools, techniques and templates. Change can and does include robust diagnostics and promotes organizational and employee learning if you practice it properly. During my voyage of discovery, I kept coming back to the fact that the lines between CM and OD are extremely blurred, despite efforts to compartmentalise both disciplines by the opposing CM and OD camps. Hell, are we not trying to do the same thing here? That is, helping organisations realise the many benefits of new technologies and associated new ways of working, at the same time equipping people with knowledge and the wherewithal to succeed and flourish. Talking about CM and OD camps, I also came across an interesting missive whilst Googling, which was titled Exploring the Relationship Between Organisational Development and Change Management, in which it stated, CM advocates often describe OD as too high level, conceptual, soft and touchy-feely, not pragmatic enough, does not pay attention to on-the-ground implementation, too disconnected from the delivering real traction and ROI, while OD advocates often describe CM as, hey, it's just a rebranding of what we've already been doing for so long, too mechanical and too focused on tools, too structured and one size fits all, too focused on the project and not enough on the people or the system. In answer to this, I would say that actually we're all guilty of contemplating our own navels at times, and I have to admit I've been guilty of this myself in the past. But now older and hopefully wiser, I've come to the realization that we need to look at things from the perspective of adding value to organisations rather than acting out our own agenda. If that means we leverage both disciplines into a greater sum of parts, then that's the way it should go. CM and OD are not really a million miles apart, are they? Be that as it may, I would hazard an educated guess that it would be extremely challenging if anyone ever considered trying to join the two disciplines because of entrenched attitudes and an unwillingness to compromise. So, what's the point of this vlog? And the article, of course, I hear you ask. Good question. Apart from enlightening me about OD, I wonder, can we? Do we want to? Is there an appetite to integrate CM and OD? In answer to that, probably not, given the challenges I mentioned earlier. But there are benefits of integrating the two disciplines. I particularly like the following, which are extracts from that missive I mentioned earlier. In today's world of ever-increasing change, there is a marked need for approaches and disciplines to improve change effectiveness. Both OD and CM provide the necessary and crucial support to successful change. With a better understanding and foundation of each discipline, practitioners can better identify when each provides the greatest value and addresses the issues that they're facing at a given point in time. So, let me put out a clarion call to both the CM and OD communities. How about getting our act together and start looking at ways of driving the two camps into a single, all-embracing discipline? This can be done at two levels. One, through individuals that sit in either camps. Widen your horizons and look at how you might be able to align the two and practice one, depending on which camp you sit in, of course, alongside the other. And an initiative by the more prominent professional bodies in both camps. Think about a meeting of minds on the subject to see if there's any way that this could be driven forward in a meaningful manner. The cynic in me, again, says this will never happen, but hey, at least I've raised it above the parapet. So, what's your view? Do you think this is a goer? Is it realistic? Let me know. I'll be interested in hearing your views. Once again, I think you need to read the article, so I'll put a link to the article in the comment section below this vlog. Have a good one. I'll see you again soon.